You walk into any electronics store, the lights are blinding. Rows and rows of screens, all glowing, all screaming for attention. And somewhere between the price tags and the promises, you forget what you came for. It's hypnotic and intentional. Because in these spaces, confusion is profit. They don't sell you the best TV. They sell you the best illusion. Every year, homes get smarter, but the decisions, they get harder. It's Black Friday 2025. The deals are everywhere. A 65-inch screen for $300. A brand you've never heard of promising cinema-quality visuals. The ad says limited time. The banner says doorbuster, and your finger hovers over checkout. But here's what they won't tell you. Half of the TVs on sale right now are designed to fail. Not in a month, not in a year, but just long enough past the return window that you're stuck with it. A foggy picture, a lagging menu, a screen that glitches every time someone walks by. This isn't a review. It's a map through the noise. We're not here to hype. We're here to expose, to show you which screens are worth your money and which ones are just expensive regret wrapped in cardboard. Because buying a TV in 2025 shouldn't feel like gambling. It should feel like coming home to something that works, something that lasts, something that doesn't make you squint or sigh every time you press power. So let's cut through it. Let's talk about the ones that will break and the ones that won't. The traps and the treasures, the marketing and the truth. Let's go. Right now, somewhere in a warehouse, there's a TV with your name on it. And it's probably terrible. Not because it's broken, but because it was never built to be good. It was built to be cheap, to look like a deal, to get you in the door so you buy 3 HDMI cables at 500% markup and a warranty you'll never use. These are the doorbusters, the ones screaming from the front page of every ad. Massive, affordable, irresistible, and completely worthless. First on the list, anything that says HD or 1080p in 2025. I know what you're thinking. It's just for the guest room. It's just for the kids. It's just a backup screen. But here's the thing. Even for those spaces, this is a bad buy. Because these aren't just old, they're ancient. Built with processors that were slow 5 years ago. Panels pulled from the cheapest possible supply chains. Refresh rates that smear every time something moves. You press a button on the remote. The TV thinks about it, counts to 3, then responds. It's maddening. And the picture, dim, washed out. The moment sunlight hits the screen, it's gone. Just a black mirror reflecting your regret. Brands like Walmart's On or Amazon's Fire TV 2 Series HD models sell for under $100. And yeah, that sounds great until you plug it in. Until you try to watch a basketball game and every pass looks like a watercolor smudge. Until the menu lags so hard you think the remote died. You're not buying a TV, you're buying future e-waste. Then there's Insignia, Best Buy's house brand. And on paper, it makes sense. House brands cut the middleman. No flashy ads, no celebrity endorsements, just value, right? Wrong. Insignia is notorious for something called bin shopping. They buy the cheapest components available at the moment of manufacturing. Whatever's left over. Whatever didn't make the cut for the real brands. Take the Insignia F50 series. 50 inches, 4K on the box, smart features listed. Looks like a deal. But the build quality is flimsy, cheap plastic, wobbly stands, and the real problem is under the hood. A TV isn't just glass, it's a computer. It has to take a signal and process it. Insignia can't do that well. It struggles with upscaling. So when you watch anything that isn't native 4K, anything from cable or older streaming content, it stretches it wrong. Blocky, pixelated, ugly, and then there's the dirty screen effect. That's when the backlight isn't even. When you're watching a hockey game, the ice looks stained. like someone spilled coffee on it and forgot to wipe. Add in Wi-Fi chips that drop signal every 20 minutes, and you've got a machine designed to frustrate you. Now let's talk about the ghosts. Westinghouse, RCA, even some budget Toshiba models. You see the name and you think, my grandparents had one of those, it lasted 20 years. Here's the truth, that company doesn't exist anymore. The name was sold, bought by a discount manufacturer who slapped the logo on generic hardware and called it heritage. Westinghouse TVs in 2025 have dismal picture quality. The colors are wrong. Skin tones look sunburnt. Greens look radioactive. And no amount of menu tweaking will fix it. The remotes break within months. Buttons stop responding. Batteries drain in days. And Toshiba's budget models, like the C350 series, are using recycled panel technology. Not refurbished, just old. Panels that top-tier brands stopped using 3 years ago. Toshiba buys the leftover stock cheap and stuffs them into new plastic. You're getting 2021 visuals at 2025 prices. It's a scam dressed as a bargain. Here's one that might surprise you. Vizio. For years, Vizio was the budget king. Great specs, decent performance, the go-to for anyone trying to save money without sacrificing too much. But lately, their quality control has collapsed. Some of their higher-end stuff is still okay, but their Black Friday specials? Stay away. Models like the M65 series have severe contrast issues. Blacks aren't black. They're gray, milky, flat. Watch a space movie. Watch anything with night scenes. It all looks washed out. No depth, no drama, and then the glitches start. Horizontal lines flickering across the screen. Volume spiking on its own. The TV turning itself on at 3 in the morning like it's possessed. Bad firmware. Cheap power supplies. Vizio used to be reliable. Now it's a gamble, and not one worth taking. So, what do all these TVs have in common? They look good in the ad. They look good on the shelf. But the moment you bring them home, the moment you sit down with your coffee and press play, reality sets in. The image is dull, the sound is tin, the interface is slow, and you realize you didn't save money. You just spent it on something that doesn't work. Now let's talk about the ones that don't disappoint. The TVs that prove you don't need to empty your savings to get something beautiful. Something that works. Something you'll actually enjoy. If your budget is tight, truly tight, but you refuse to settle for junk, look at the Roku branded TVs, the Select or Pro series. These won't win awards for cinematic perfection, but they solve the biggest problem cheap TVs have: the interface. Most budget screens have menus that feel like punishment. Slow, confusing, buried settings you'll never find. Roku is the opposite. It's simple, clean, instant. The remote has maybe 8 buttons. Voice search actually works. The TV boots up in seconds. No lag, no confusion. On Black Friday, these drop to shockingly low prices. And while the picture is just decent, acceptable color, reasonable brightness, the experience is smooth. If you're buying for parents or grandparents or anyone who just wants to press one button and watch Netflix, this is it. High satisfaction, low frustration. But if you want real performance, if you want a picture that actually impresses, you need to know 2 names: Hisense and TCL. These 2 brands are locked in a war for the mid-range crown, and we're the ones who benefit. The magic word? Mini LED. Traditional LED TVs have a few dozen lights behind the screen. Mini LED uses thousands. Tiny, precise lights that can turn on and off in zones. Imagine a full moon in a dark sky. A cheap TV lights up the whole screen, turning the sky gray. A mini LED TV keeps the sky black and lights only the moon. That's contrast. That's depth. That's what makes an image feel real. And now it's affordable. From Hisense, the U6 and U7 series are incredible values. Bright enough to fight room glare, vibrant colors thanks to quantum dot tech, and that mini LED contrast that used to cost twice as much. Sometimes the interface lags a little. An app might crash once in a while. But for the picture you're getting per dollar, it's barely a trade-off. Right next to them is the TCL QM6K, arguably the best entry-level premium TV you can buy. Bright, colorful, smooth. But what makes it special? Gaming features. Even at this price, you get 144 Hz refresh rate in VRR, variable refresh rate. That means if you have a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, the TV syncs perfectly with the console. No screen tearing, no stuttering, just silky motion that makes every game feel faster, smoother, more responsive. Finding that at a Black Friday price? That's a steal. Now we move up into the major leagues. TCL's QM7K and QM8K models are where performance gets serious. The QM8K is a brightness monster, thousands of nits, thousands of dimming zones. That means HDR, high dynamic range, actually works. Explosions are blinding, sunsets are radiant, and shadows stay deep. It's a light cannon that overpowers even the sunniest living room. Then there's OLED. This is where everything changes. OLED doesn't use a backlight. Every pixel makes its own light. And when a pixel needs to be black, it just turns off. Infinite contrast, perfect blacks, colors that glow. The LG B5 is the most affordable OLED in LG's lineup. It's not as bright as the expensive models, but in a dim room, in a basement, at night, nothing looks better. Movies feel like films, games feel like art, and the response time is instant. Zero lag. Every button press translates immediately to the screen. It's the kind of experience that ruins other TVs for you. At the very top, 3 names: LG, Samsung, Sony. The LG C5 is the gold standard, the best all-arounder, bright OLED panel, clean interface, 4 HDMI 2.1 ports so you can plug in everything: gaming consoles, sound bars, streaming boxes, and get max performance from all of them. It's reliable, beautiful, built to last. Samsung's S95F is QD OLED, quantum dot OLED. It takes perfect blacks and adds impossibly vivid color, reds and greens that look unreal. If you want a picture that pops, that dazzles, this is it. And if your room is bright, if you have windows everywhere, the QN90F Neo QLED is the answer. Brighter than any OLED, anti-glare coating that kills reflections, deep blacks even in daylight. The best bright room TV money can buy. Then there's Sony. Sony doesn't chase numbers, they chase accuracy. Their XR processor thinks like a brain. It finds the focal point of the image and enhances it. Skin tones look real. Motion is smooth without feeling fake. The A95L OLED is a masterpiece for movie lovers. And the Bravia 9 Mini LED mimics their professional studio monitors. If you want to see films exactly as the director intended, Sony is worth every penny. So here's the truth. Black Friday isn't about finding the cheapest screen. It's about finding the right one. Don't fall for doorbusters with no-name brands. Don't buy 1080p in 2025. Don't trust Insignia or Vizio or Ghost brand stickers. Spend a little more. Get Mini LED, get TCL or Hisense. Get something that actually works. And if you can splurge, if you can reach for LG or Samsung or Sony, do it. Because that picture, that clarity, that contrast, it changes everything. You'll sit down on Christmas Eve, dim the lights, press play, and the screen won't just show you a movie, it'll pull you in. Now, before you go, hit that subscribe button, because we don't just review, we expose ourselves. From the hype to the hidden failures to the tricks, brands hope you'll never question. So hit like, tap subscribe, and join thousands of smart shoppers who already know. Smart spending starts with asking smarter questions.